Welcome back, second to last episode of the V4S build. I can't believe it's only been a matter of weeks since this bike was a complete wreck, a complete write-off. No one else would buy it. I took the risk and now look at it. It's sensational and it's not even finished yet. Today, we're all about suspension. So the bike is going in for a full front end suspension rebuild. But before we can do that, we've got a whole bunch of parts. Let's take a look. Some of these parts have to go on straight away before we can even move the bike. So we've got a replacement clip-on because, you know, let's be honest, my wife crashed into my other bike, so I had to steal that one. From Moto Mia, we've got an RC19, along with, we've also got the remote brake adjuster, so that'll be going on. So thank you so much, Moto Mia, awesome supplier. From Cube Moto, we've got a whole bunch of stuff, but it's not all going on the bike today. We've got a motor holders rear end, so that's the rear subframe. That's gonna look awesome on the bike. We've also done one on our other V4. And then we've got all of the miscellaneous OEM things that we're going to need in order to get the front of the bike set up. So I've made sure I've ordered heaps of this sort of stuff, like little brackets and hoses and whatnot, because they're so cheap, it's worthwhile having them. So Cube Moto actually have an OEM store, so I suggest you jump on their website and check out both their OEM store and their performance parts section as well. And then in this little bag here, we've got our ABS line. So this is our brake pump line for the front. So that's going on. And then they've also decked us out with a very, very nice WRS high, I think it's 40mm high race screen. So that fits like a glove. So that's gonna go on the bike in, well, I don't know if it's going on now, but it'll be going on shortly. So first things first, we actually need to get this on the bike. So I'm gonna install this, and then we're gonna try and get the brake line in, get the brakes actually working, and that way I can push it on and off the trailer tomorrow. So the last plate arrived for the left-hand side rear set, and it looks so much better. And this is the second battery I've managed to ruin, so I had to go and grab another one. But the good part about that is now that I've got a good battery in there, I can actually test this start button, and it's awesome to see that it actually works. So next up, it's off with the fairings again, just a few quick fairing bolts, and that means I can actually get to these ABS cables. So that was actually quite easy, just taking the old one off. So the old one, I had to bend it a little bit to get it through some of the holes, but I found if I actually undid the radiator housing bolt and pushed everything forward, everything just slid straight out. Replace a front, what's it called again? A front brake hose, super easy. So ABS hose. So now fairing back on, clip on. Maybe we'll see if we can get the screen on tonight as well. And then we're off to suspension tomorrow. Okay, not bad. That looks awesome. Such an awesome windscreen. I've just got to put another couple in. I'm not sure I'm going to put these bottom ones in because I'm going to end up with 4 points anyway. So I'm going to put 2 in up the top here. And then maybe these 2. Well, hell, I probably will put those 2 in. But I'm going to wait to do those until I've actually got the front off again so I can measure from the back. Otherwise, I would just be guessing, really, where to drill a hole. And I don't want to get it wrong on the bottom there because that's going to mess up all my work. The top, yes, I can drill those pretty easily though, so I will do that. Okay, so we're back at Ride Dynamics. We've got the V4S up on the stand. And I think first things first is we need to actually know how bad these forks are. So Joe is gonna pull them apart, and then we really wanna test and see, 1, if they're straight, and 2, there's a tiny little dent at the top of this side. We wanna make sure that the inner tube actually travels past that okay and there's no hindrance. So we're gonna pull it all apart, and I guess the plan is, if we do have any issues, then we'll just dry assemble it again, take them back to another specialist who will straighten them, and then bring them back to get them rebuilt properly by Joe. So let's start ripping this baby apart.
That's it, yeah.
Cool. Okay, so we've got a minor issue, and that the plug just here on this side, on the right side, has actually got some exposed wires on it. So we do have a spare plug. The little clip on the side of the plug is broken, but the seal, the O-ring seal inside here, is still fine. So it still pushes in, it still holds it. If that O-ring seal was gone, that would be $700 to replace the top motor that goes in there. We do not want to be doing that. So we're going to replace the clip on this, and then we hope that that will hold up. And then fingers crossed that will all just work fine. Okay, so we're back in the garage. I've got to be honest, I'm super relieved that that suspension was salvageable and saved, and everything is nice and straight, and it's all functioning and working properly. So massive thanks to Joe at Ride Dynamics. If you need your bike set up for track, go see Joe, he'll sort you out. So now what we're going to do is we're going to strip this down again, and we're going to do the rear subframe, so the motor holder's subframe. It's not a small job, so let's get into it. So once again, it's off with the seat, off with the fairings. Pretty much everything that makes up the back of the bike has to come off. Okay, so the next challenge is there's these tiny little bolts right down the bottom here, and here, which actually hold this plastic piece on. And the only way to get to that plastic piece is under the exhaust. So just under there, and there's no possible way I can fit any tools into that space. So even if I take this cover off, I've still got Buckley's chance of getting to those. So I'm actually not sure how I did this last time. Okay, so on closer inspection, I don't have to do that. I just unplug the O2 sensor and the comp and rebound switches from the TTX, push them through that hole there, and then this piece of plastic is actually connected to the rear subframe. So as long as I take the 4 bolts off the rear subframe and these 3 little bolts here off that piece of plastic, the whole thing should, in theory, just slide out. But I think we know nothing is ever that easy on a Ducati, so let's give it a go. Okay, that was actually, it was easier than last time, but there's always a couple of hidden little bolts that you just completely forget about. Anyway, subframe's off. Now, let's try and fit the new one. Okay, so small bonus compared to the last one we did. It looks like I can probably reuse the existing bolts because they're actually quite indented in there. So it looks like I'm gonna get a fair bit of purchase in through these, whereas the last motor holders one I bought, I had to get some special M8 bolts. Just give them a bit of a clean as well. They're super, super dirty. And then we'll put some blue Loctite on them. I think the torque on these is 25, but I'll double check. We're just gonna put everything together loosely for now. I don't wanna put it too tight because then I won't be able to get all my tank alignment and everything, like the cross bracing done. So I'm just gonna put it pretty loose. So thanks for watching. That has been a massive episode. I'm so stoked to get this motor holders rear frame on, all the other parts, get the suspension done. This bike is almost a complete package. We've just got some integrated switchgear to come on the right hand side, and then we've got to finish off the rear sets and connect them all up, test ride it, dyno power run, and then job done. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, stay tuned. You know the drill.